Hello, guys. I am so glad that you're here with me trying to figure out how to best use your time and how to make the most of your time. Why is this important? Well, time management and productivity are really matters of stewardship and taking care of what God has given you and doing it well. When we can use what He has given us well, that's a really good thing. And it goes back to in Genesis 2 when He created man as a steward to help steward the things of the earth. And we can see repeatedly in the Bible how stewardship is such a big deal to our God. So let's dive in. If you are new to me, I'm Danielle Roberts. I'm a mentor for Christian business owners, and I'm excited to talk about this topic. I have taught for quite some time to make a to-do list that has 3 things at the top. So you've got your to-do list, like whatever the headline is, and then you have 1, 2, 3. And then there's all the rest down below. So how do you get just 3 top things? Well, we're going to talk about that today, because I think that you can get happiness and satisfaction from your to-do list. You can say goodbye to the stress that having a to-do list gives you and start having better emotions and feelings around your to-do list and feeling more confident as well in your abilities to actually get things done. So, we're talking all about priorities because priorities tell us what's important in our own lives. Granted, you may have other people telling you what's important. I don't know if you have kids. I have 4 kids and I have a husband, and a lot of times the things that come to the top of my to-do list relate to them. Sign this form, Mom, or, let's get dinner going. Food's really important around here, let me tell ya. As it probably is in your house as well. So the first thing you want to do is write down your to-dos. I will be referencing a book called Eat That Frog, which is a great book on time management, productivity, and that is one of the things that really has helped me learn. I read the book probably 9-ish years ago, and it has influenced the way that I work. So I can get more done in less time, and that's always a good thing. So write down all your to-dos. I call this brain dumping, and I have a faith and focus planner where I give you space to just brain dump all your important things. So as you are writing all those down, being able to get all of the clutter out of your brain. I know it probably doesn't seem like a lot, but writing all those down can really free up brain space so that you can work more efficiently and you're not feeling so cluttered and just scattered. After you write them all down, hopefully this doesn't feel overwhelming to you. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming seeing all my to-dos. I hope that's not the case in your case. If it is, we're going to help make this a little bit better for you. We're going to organize by priorities and sequence. And this is taken out of that book, Eat That Frog. So he says to organize by what's priority and then what's sequential. What needs to get done in order for that next thing to get done. I love project management. I have taken classes in project management, and I feel like if you're a mom, you have a really strong background in logistics, trying to get all of the pieces of your family to work together. That's what this is leading into. So what's sequential? If I need to make lasagna, if you guys are familiar with lasagna, it's a multi-layered Italian dish. I'm going to need to cook my noodles. I'm going to need to have my meat browned, and I'm going to need sauce. And I'm going to need to pull out my mozzarella cheese. So those 4 things, unless you're adding spices, I don't know what your recipe calls for. Those 4 things all go into this one dish of lasagna, and then you add the layers as you go. You have to prep before you can actually layer. So that's what this kind of reminds me of, is having a sequence of events. If I need to send an email letter or email newsletter to the people that follow me in business, I first need to record the video and then write that email and then be able to link to the video, which is just what I'm doing right now. So that kind of gives you an idea of the priority and the sequence. Basically, what comes first? Prioritize based on what is highest value, what moves the needle. So we talk in business about moving the needle. So you want to get to that next level. What is moving your needle? What is the work that you're doing that's going to move you forward? The next thing, and this is where the term eat the frog comes from, it's what's the ugly, big tasks, the most important things, and what makes a difference financially. So in that book, he describes the big, ugly tasks and what's most important as the eating the frog. And you should eat the frog first. So those are going to be the highest priority things. We want comfort. We want something that's going to be comfortable, that's going to maybe take not a lot of time. Maybe we want to really just have a easy to do that we can get done first. And sometimes that can help building momentum. But I'm going to encourage you to put that big, ugly task at the top of your priorities. Get that done, because when you are doing that, not only does it take it off of your list and, not allow it to build up for months, days, weeks, and really just become this big out of control thing, it allows you to get that done straight away so you can stop thinking about it, you can stop focusing on it, and you can just get it done and over with. And then it's off your plate and you don't have to worry about it anymore. The other thing is the financial part. For me, a lot of times that looks like budgeting and looking at our money and going through the money tasks that I need to go through, because it's stressful and difficult sometimes and just makes me really anxious, because oftentimes I'm like, I don't want to know what's in our budget. I don't want to know what we have going on. I really do. I really do want to, and I really want to be a good steward of our money. So I need to start putting that. I was even convicted as I was putting these notes together. I was convicted I need to put that at the top of my list, and I need to stop putting it off, and I just need to get it done, because then it's done and taken care of, and it doesn't build up to the end of the month. Okay? So that's kind of how I prioritize. And then he also gives a good piece of advice for creating lists for monthly, weekly, and daily. And I like this because there are things that we only need to do monthly. There are things that we do weekly. And then there's those daily tasks. Oftentimes, we can break our monthly tasks into things that we can do daily so that we're not doing a big lump at the end of the month. Remember how I said that I would push budgeting to the end of the month And then I would have a month of expenses for a family of 6 that I needed to look at and take care of. It's kind of outrageous and kind of preposterous. So if I can start doing those at least weekly, that'll help take that weight of waiting until the end of the month to get that taken off. And then there's just those things that we have to do every week and every month. The other thing that I wanted to mention, so you've got your big brainstorm. You can break those lists up by what areas of responsibility you have. I often will make a list after I've brainstormed for my business, the parent-teacher organization at my kids' school that I'm co-president of, home stuff, and then anything else. This allows me to know what's happening, where I need to be focusing my time, and where I need to put my effort. The other awesome thing when you have all of your things written down, Julie Stoyan actually had given us this tip, and she's, if you don't know who Julie is, she's a great digital marketer. She's been a mentor of mine for years, and she does a lot. She runs a couple different companies, a couple different brands, and she has different clients of her own. So she had recommended once you write your list down, tell how long you think that task is going to take. Notice if you are one of those people who tends to give yourself too little time for a task, that's a great time for a time blocking notepad to come in. Now this is my time blocking, my Faith and Focus time blocking notepad. You can see here that I've assigned different hours of the day to the different tasks in my life. So here I'm doing dinner prep, and then I've got the business and the house. Dinner we're eating here because my son has basketball and that runs a little bit late. This is something that's so practical that once you know you have a task you need to get done, you can write it in that time block. Granted, it could take you a little bit longer or it could take you a little bit shorter. But if you give yourself a half an hour or an hour for a task that you think is going to take that long, you've got it on paper and you're able to know that this is what you're doing at this time. These are available on my website in my shop, and I will put a link in the comments below or in the description below. The last thing I wanted to talk about as you assign those times to your to-dos, something I learned from Jessica Turner in her book, The Fringe Hours, is to take those little pockets of time that you have, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, look at the tasks that you have written down and do those tasks, or do part of those tasks, because those little time blocks actually add up and make a big difference. For instance, I will do this if I am sending Christmas cards or sending a letter. I will take that 2-3 minute block that I have and write down the address on that card. I might not have enough time to write the letter, but if I'm writing down that time, using the time to write down that address, I've got one step of the process done. And then I don't have to take time later during the day or that week, whenever I get to it, to actually get that letter written, plus add the address. It seems like it's such a tiny thing to get done, But you guys, I am telling you, I started my business. I was working full time in the Navy and I was pregnant and I was taking college classes. All those things at once, I was able to apply these skills that I had learned and make things happen. So it can work for you too. All right. And this is why I'm saying you can get your stuff on your to-do list done and you can be happy about it. Because when you cross off that list and that item on your list, you give yourself a hit of dopamine, which is a happy chemical that will actually make you feel really good about yourself. So let's get you crossing more things off of your to-do list, helping you steward the areas that God has called you to well. And let's get you being more productive and give you more time back in your life for the things that matter most to you. All right, guys, if you want more, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am also very active on Instagram. I would love to connect with you there. Or you can go and schedule your own productivity time intensive with me to look directly at your time, at your business, and get you working at the optimal level that you can work at so that you can have time back in your day to do more of the things that you love and have less stress and more rest. See you guys later. Bye.